So a few weeks ago I reviewed this little device from the RAVPower folks, and it's really nice. It's a battery backup plus a Wi-Fi disc. You can throw in an SD card or plug in a USB card and then wirelessly access it from your smartphone or tablet. It's a nifty little device, and I've been carrying it everywhere with me, both as a backup device or a backup battery. It's nice to be able to plug my phone in. I have a Galaxy S3 that just has absolutely horrible battery life. I love the phone. Other than that, yes, I know I could probably run some apps, Carrot. There are things that I could do to figure out why my battery life is so terrible. Turn off 4G. I actually, here in Vermont, I go through a lot of places with really poor reception. So I know things like that drain your battery, but I can't quite make it through a day of general use, maybe even light use of my phone. And so it's nice to have something like this around. So I was really excited and I have the full review of that, and you can go watch that if you're interested in it. It's a really nifty device. But I was really excited when they sent along this little brick. This is just a backup battery, or you should say a backup battery and a flashlight. And it is a serious backup battery. So if I remember correctly, the little RAVPower Wi-Fi disc is something like a 3,000 milliamp hour. Is that how you say that? Battery. This is 14,000. So this is a significant source of power. And now I've been doing some testing with it, and I'm not going to call it scientific testing, but I've basically been only plugging my phone into this and seeing how long I can go before I have to plug it into a wall or start to recharge this. And 4.5 days is my record right now, and actually on both of those occasions, because this isn't a very scientific test, something else got plugged into it for a little while, either an iPhone that was nearly dead and we were out and around, or an iPad. And so 4.5 days of keeping my phone completely charged to 100% is pretty significant before this is completely out of power. It's pretty significant for me. So I've been impressed with that. It's a really, really simple operation. It's got two USB ports there, one at a 1 amp output and one at a 2 amp output. It's got this little LED light, and it may not look very bright to you all in this brightly lit room, but I have used it in a dark room. Plenty of light to see what you're doing and see what you need to do. And it's got a little micro USB charging in. Now, one downside to this that I've found, and I have other backup batteries that I've used in the past that I like, and including the other RAVPower device, is it does allow you to charge it and charge other devices at the same time. That's nice if you're really limited in a wall charger that you brought along or access to USB ports, and you want to be able to charge multiple devices while you're charging this. So this doesn't do that. And it is slow to charge. Now you say, well, of course it's slow to charge. We're talking about a huge battery in here. You definitely want to use the higher capacity wall chargers or your phone chargers. You don't want to charge it from your computer unless you're really desperate to do that, because it's going to take multiple hours. It still takes multiple hours plugged into the wall as well. But you know, think about charging your phone up for 4 days worth of energy, or at least for me, for 4 days. Probably most normal people, more than 4 days. It has some hefty weight to it, but it's not something that I would call necessarily heavy. It's a nice material. It feels well made. It looks fairly stylish, but you know, its job is a backup battery, so style isn't the most important thing. It comes with two of these little USB cords that end in the little multi-plug adapters, and then they send along an adapters. They have one for micro SD. They have one for Samsung 30 pin, it says, and maybe I'm a little dense, but it works just fine in Apple devices that need 30 pins as well. There's two of those, a mini USB, and then some little Nokia phone plug. So, and you know what? Whether you use these or not is up to you. It's certainly nice to kind of have these smaller sizes that can come up with more travel-friendly cords, but you're obviously going to have the devices or the device cords along with you that you need. Now, here's a little bit of a PSA for you. I bought this when I was desperate for some battery backup and power at an airport a couple of months ago, a little bit more than a couple of months ago. I paid $40 for this thing. It charges my phone up about 50%, maybe. Gets really hot while it does it. And it has built-in micro USB and USB on one side. $40 at the airport. Charges my phone up about 50%. This costs $42 on Amazon, and as I said, keeps my phone charged up for about 4 days. So the announcement here, or the PSA, is don't wait until you're desperate and you're stuck at an airport to buy something like that and spend a ridiculous amount of money for something that clearly is not worth it. Go ahead and take the time now to buy yourself a decent backup battery with your little devices. And don't forget to bring it along with you. So this is the RAVPower. They call it the Dynamo on the Go power bank, flashlight, 2 USB outputs, micro USB input for charging, 14,000 milliamp hour battery. Kept my phone going for several days. I should use it with an iPhone that gets much more better battery life in general, and see. I feel pretty confident in saying that you can go at least a week without plugging it into anything else of normal use. Heavy use, maybe a little bit less. If you've got any questions about this, or you want to ask any questions about the RAVPower Wi-Fi adapter, Wi-Fi disc is called, just leave a comment down below, or come over and find me on Facebook, which is linked down below too. Links to buy these things are on Amazon or right down below this, and of course you can leave a comment or question right here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe.